It's day 51, I believe. Just setting off from West Lulworth, where I stayed overnight in the Castle Inn. Very nice that was, although quite pricey. So because it's a weekday, I can't go through Lulworth Ranges, so I've got to go and do the official diversion, which is about 13.5 mile diversion to Kimmeridge Bay, whereas normally it would Lulworth Cove to Kimmeridge is only about 7 miles. So still undecided as to where I'm going to stop tonight. There is a campsite just outside Kimmeridge, but that may make the day a bit short, or I might try and go to the pub at Worth and Travers and then find somewhere to wild camp. We'll just see how the day goes. It's supposed to be quite warm and sunny, so we'll just see how I feel later. I have done this way, or most of this way, before, when I did the Jurassic Mighty hike 3 years ago, and I'm aware that I've got a fairly brutal hill almost immediately. But I say it's not brutal, but it's a fairly steep climb. Anyway, speak to you all later. So that's the first climb then, up out of the village of West Lulworth. You can't see it, but over there behind this sort of hill is Lulworth Cove. What you can just make out in the distance is Portland Bill. At least I can see it. Whether this camera will pick it up, I don't know. But there's a tiny bit more climbing to do, but I'm not sure how much more of a view you're going to get from there as opposed to here. Anyway, so down there's East Lulworth and the Lulworth camp, and in the distance is ideally what you would be walking over those very steep hills. But because ranges are closed, because it's a weekday, I've got to walk inland all round here. But nice countryside walk anyway. Last week or so I've suffered quite a bit with hay fever. Well, I say so, I mean, in comparison to people who do get bad hay fever, no, I haven't suffered, but I have had the effects of hay fever, shall we say. So streaming eyes and runny nose. I've taken a couple of antihistamines this morning, but walking through fields like this is definitely not going to do that hay fever much good. But hey ho, you just got to go accept whatever you get. And as I say, I only get mild symptoms, so it's not debilitating or anything like that. It's just slightly uncomfortable, that's all. But hopefully the antihistamines will kick in and the worst effects will wear off. But this meadow is quite pretty with all the flowers. It's obviously just been left. I don't know whether it's been planted as a wildflower meadow or just been left fallow ground, but anyway, it's nice to see so many wildflowers. Quite good views in the distance as well. Yeah. See, I'm not going to eat you. Well, not yet anyway. cows look quite peaceful really. I didn't think the poos would be that bad. Sit rep, walking along a boring road, which I have been now for quite some time. So hence I've not done much filming because there literally hasn't been anything to film. So apologies for that. Feet are tired because I hate walking on tarmac, especially with a heavy pack. It's just so hard on the soles of your feet. It's clouded over now, which keeps the temperature down, so I don't mind that too much. I'll be looking coming off this road in about another quarter of a mile or so, and then I'll look to find somewhere to stop and have a spot of lunch. Yeah, so alright so far, but yeah, it's all been a little bit boring if I'm honest with this walk, so hence why there's been very little for me to show you. I think that's Lulworth Castle in the distance there. Looking around all the army training estate. We've just had to walk round. A pretty stunning view from up here. That's looking down over Lulworth Ranges. Day 52. Excuse me. Just leaving the campsite at Steeple, Leaze. What you could call a classic farm campsite, very rustic. Yes, it has got showers and toilets, but they are of the most basic variety. And excuse me while I fight with this gate. Clean probably once a year sort of thing, you know. I might be doing them an injustice, but hello, where have we gone? Oh, there we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, so But anyway, it served its purpose. I had a hot shower because it was very hot, so I can't complain too much. And it only cost £8, so what do you expect, Andy, to stop moaning? Anyway, so plan today is to walk to Swanage. So we've got at least 2 beastly hills that I'm aware of, plus this one here out the campsite, and a few other ups and downs, but it's actually cloudy and overcast at the moment. They're forecasting hot and sunny weather later, so I thought I'd get a fairly early start before the heat rose. So it's only 7:45 now, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Catch you later. So we're having to walk through a field of, I think this is obviously rape. Well, we've already walked through one field of oats. Got this one, which is like, well, there is a path, but it's hard to tell it, so you're getting covered in slime and seeds and whatever. And then I can see there's at least one more, if not 2 more fields of crops we've got to walk through. I've already cut my arm to shreds climbing through some brambles on the official path, but it was so overgrown. So yeah, anybody's considering coming this way, you need to be prepared. Obviously this isn't as popular a path, so the it hasn't been worn through as much, and obviously I don't suppose a huge amount of maintenance takes place. I mean, the stiles were rickety, I climbed over, and obviously there's no vegetation cut back or anything like that. So yeah, be warned, if you do come the Lulworth diversion route through South Leaze, then you're going to get have to hack your way through stuff. And if it had been raining and this lot was wet, you're going to get absolutely soaked. However, this will be harvested very soon, I would have thought, so probably not going to be a problem soon. That's what we missed out on yesterday over there. That's Lulworth Ranges coast path. Going round to Kimmeridge Bay. This is the, I think it's Clavel Tower, above Kimmeridge Bay, and that little bit there is where it used to be, but because obviously the cliffs are crumbling away, I'm not sure the date, but fairly recently they moved it at great expense over there. Time will tell whether that was sufficient. It's supposed to be a hot day today, but those cows look Frisian to me. I didn't particularly enjoy this section of the path. It was overgrown in places, and there are also an awful lot of deep ruts, whether they were caused by drought or subsidence, I don't know. But they're enough to swallow your feet, so it made walking along here quite unpleasant at times. So there's, I apologise for the pronunciation in case it's wrong, but Houns Tout, H-O-N-S-T-O-U-T. That's the big climb of the day. And then once we got up that, we got to drop straight back down, and then it's a sort of, I think, a more of a gradual climb onto that ridge line over there. But then, as you may or may not be able to see, there's a valley. And I've been up and down those steps before, and they are quite steep, and there are quite a few of them. So we've got that to look forward to. Ladies and gents, I've just climbed it up Houns Tout cliff. And if you've ever been up it, you know how steep that is. Chapman's Poole. A couple of boats sailing in. So we've done the big climb up Houns Tout, and now you've got the vertical descent down these steps, which is not going to be easy. And then I think the path goes up that gorge and then back round and up onto that headland over there, over to St Aldham's Head. I think that's how you say it. So that's the first big climb, and even worse descent, if I'm honest with you. The climbs don't bother me, but the descent really got to my knees. All those steps that are just that bit too steep. Well, the depth of the steps, you know, height of the steps, I don't know what you want to say, but yeah, too much anyway. So real killer on the knees when you've got a heavy pack on. Anyway, bit of different countryside walking now. Just going inland slightly from Chapman's Poole, so that we can, I think, presumably take a slightly more gentle route back up onto the ridge on the other side. But yeah, lots of sheep and wildlife around here, so it's quite pretty. Remember that nice little dip in the rocks I showed you from the other side, where it goes all the way down there. Steep, steep, steep. And then it goes all the way back up to the top up there. I'm just wandering through Durlston Country Park down towards Swanage. I just stopped off at the castle, and there's a little restaurant, and I had cheese and ham panini, and amazingly they did beer, so I'd have a pint of beer as well. I wasn't expecting to get beer there, but of course when it's thrown in my face I can't turn it down, can I? So yeah, now I've just got to walk down into Swanage, which shouldn't take too long. And then go and find the guest house I'm staying in. Last room of the tour, perfectly adequate. Window opens, which is always nice to get a bit of fresh air, and a nice little shower. Morning, it's day 53 and the final day. You join me as I walk along the beachfront in Swanage, and I've literally just got to walk over the headland, over Ballard, down round to Old Harry Rocks, and then drop down onto Studland Beach and walk all the way around Studland Beach to Southaven. It's going to be about 9 miles, I think. Oh, sorry, about 8 miles. It's just gone 9 o'clock now, so hopefully I'll have this licked by well, 1 o'clock at the latest. And then it's a case of make your way home. But anyway, absolutely stunning, gorgeous sunny day. Due to get quite hot, so hopefully it'll be finished before it gets too hot. Up ahead is the only real climb of the day, proper climb anyway. All the way up there onto the top of Ballard Down. Well, that's what I think is the last major climb of the walk down. As you can see, I'm sweating, but actually it wasn't too bad. There's going to be a few more hills before we finish, but nothing major. And from here, we're now starting to get some fantastic views out over Studland Bay. This is Fort Henry. If my memory serves me correct, it was built to I'll squeeze my way in. View the practice for the Allied landings day, which were some of the practices were held here in Studland Bay, and so all the dignitaries came down and viewed from these trenches. I think I may be talking rubbish, so if I am, I'll put it up on the screen. But I think that's what this was built for. So here I am on Studland Beach. Got a long walk now, all the way around the bay. Southaven Point is somewhere over there in the distance, round the corner. As around this little bit, the finishing line is coming into sight. You can see the chain ferry coming across. Another quarter of a mile to go, I suppose. Where are we? Hello, am I here? There we go. Yes, a few thoughts on this mammoth trek. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. Yes, there's been times when it's been bloody tough. Sometimes physically, but sometimes mentally as well. Particular stretches, obviously Hartland Quay down to Bude, and then St Ives to Zena, or beyond Zena actually, that I've forgotten the name of the point now. That was tough, that was mentally tough just to get going, and then yesterday's stage was mentally tough as well, more so because you're just panicking about breaking an ankle or something on the final day. So But yeah, there were some fantastic stretches as well. I can't actually name them right now. I'll have to do a proper review later. But I'm just absolutely chuffed to monkeys that I've managed to complete this, because when I started it I had this niggling Achilles injury and I honestly didn't know whether I'd last a day, and then it was a case of, well, if I last a day I'll see if I can last a week. And then once I'd lasted a week I thought, wow, let's just go for it. If it snaps, it snaps, and if it, you know, as long as I look after it and don't be stupid, it should be fine. And that's what I've done. And it's ached and it's moaned on certain stages, but it's held up. It's going to need a bit of treatment when I get back to try and get it back to some sort of normality, but that's nothing urgent. I've got other aches and pains. I've got a knot in the muscle, top of my neck. The pack has been slipping down recently. Certainly after I go up a hill, you try and adjust it, and it doesn't, you know, and it's pulling on the shoulders anyway, basically. So I've got a bit of knot of muscle right at the base of my neck, which I need to try and get sorted out. And then aches and pains in the hips and the knees, but they're nothing serious that a few days of R&R should sort out. So yeah, I may do a proper review in a few days' time, but those are my thoughts at the moment anyway. A few hundred more yards to go. So here we are, coming up to the end. Oh. You don't know how good this feels to be here. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers, done it. Hooray!